it's a privilege to get to tell you about eCoach and what we're doing, because when we created this platform, it was originally for the U.S., but we really see the biggest application around the world. Okay. And and I'm one of the co-founders of eCoach, and when we started it, it was really for two reasons. One is you've probably been to an online school for business or for education, but there was no online school for sports where you could access the best coaches. What's that?
This is the fourth reason.
Yes, that's the first reason. And then the second reason, or the equal reason, was that we wanted to give equal access to the best coaches in the world to everybody, no matter where they lived, how much money they had, or who they had access to. Because in sports, only the very few privileged get access to the best coaches. We wanted everybody in the world to have access to the best coaches. So eCoach it's a digital coaching platform with also with coaching content, and it's designed for many sports. I'll stop there. But after we started eCoach, we had the opportunity to have a partnership with the NBA coaches. It's the only partnership of its kind in the world. And when we started that partnership, most of our focus has shifted to basketball because it's such a global sport, but we still do multiple sports. And we also, one of the reasons we partner with AIA is because sport is a universal language to impact people's lives and young people's lives. So even though we're a for-profit company, we have that mission that we want to change and impact lives. So from when you look globally at sports, in the US, there's about 50 million kids that play youth sports. Internationally, it's about 500 million. And 80% of the coaches in the US are volunteer parents who don't know how to coach and are looking for help. And we also, we always say that we want to help players, coaches, and parents. So yes, we help players and coaches, but also parents. We talk about, there's no roadmap. Parents don't know where to go in sports. They don't know how to get the best coaches for their kids. So we also want to help parents and make this available to them. So you can see, in summary, this is our mission and our vision, is we want to transform the way training is done in sports, because in my lifetime, sports coaching has been face-to-face, in person, on the court, on the field. There's been very little digital help, that we want to transform that. And especially now, post-COVID, we see the emergence of a hybrid online offline coaching model. Yeah. So let me back that up.
Or wasted time.
So again, our vision is to provide everybody in the world equal access to the best coaches in the world. So in basketball, the top coaches are NBA coaches, and that's our vision. So this next piece, this is going to be a video. It's about a minute video that just explains eCoach. That's all in English.
The newest shoes, or wasted time practicing the wrong things. What they need is a coach. A coach who strives to be better, who strives to make them better, both on and off the court. We can help. eCoach helps real people, all people, be better at coaching, better at playing. For volunteers, parents, elite coaches, and players at all levels, eCoach is your trusted source, giving everyone the tools they need to improve their game. Finally, eCoach clears away the clutter, so there's no more scrambling to be prepared, not knowing what to do or how to do it. With eCoach, you get access to the best coaches in the world, NBA coaches. With step-by-step guidance on drills, plays, practice plans, and more. All in a revolutionary new platform that gives leagues, coaches, parents, and players a dedicated, customizable space to get connected and stay on the same page. Helping coaches empower their players in basketball and beyond. And that doesn't just help some coaches and players to develop their game. It opens up access to the world's best coaches for everyone. eCoach. Learn from the pros. Coach like the pros. Train like the pros. Discover what eCoach basketball can do for your game and start learning from NBA coaches today. At eCoachbasketball.com, powered by the National Basketball Coaches Association.
Yeah. So we have relationships with the NBA coaches. So the NBA coaches were inspired as a group to create the greatest teaching library of basketball in the world, and it's designed for all ages. It's, even though they're NBA coaches, it's designed for youth in high school and everything in between. They wanted to teach the game the right way to the whole world on a digital platform. Yeah. So we work with coaches individually, and when we do a shoot with a coach, when we film content, we have worked with, this is on an automatic timer, sorry. It won't, I don't know why it's not staying. But we've worked with over 40 NBA coaches, and we've created over 1,000 pieces of content, 2 to 3 minutes in length that you've seen, 10 courses, 50 practice plans. We think it's the largest teaching library of its kind in the world. I'm going to skip over this. If you're familiar with Dick's Sporting Goods in the United States, we just have a new partnership with them, but that's not as relevant here. But they're a big, major sporting goods company that they want to help their customers in the U.S. with this content. I'm going to come back to that. So the way we deliver this content in 2 ways. One, is this is a new app. It's a totally new updated app that all of the content, all of the practice plans are all on this app, and every team can have its own custom space on the app. So you as a coach can have a whole team or a whole league on this app and then provide coaching to your team, and you can put, along with the NBA content, you can put your own content on the app as well. And then we also we take the content and we have courses, which it sounds like you've been through. We have coach certification courses and skills training courses, and also practice plans. We call it eCoach University. So that's separate from the app, and that's where you can take all this content in courses. So if you have coaches who need to be trained, we have training at 7 different levels for coaches to be certified. Okay, and somebody from AIA is going to come down for this, but I'll show you there's a highlight video. This is about 3 minutes, and it shows a lot of the eCoach content, and I'll go ahead and play that while we're waiting on James. It shows a lot of the actual content.
Keeping the elbow in will allow for the shot to remain on that plane, and then we're releasing the ball with the follow through.
Green shooting by having our players swing the ball out, work on getting behind the ball, and facing up and then playing from there. Live feet, wide eyes, pounding the ball. Pound, pound, summertime. Have fun.
This is a drill to train your muscles, your body, your core to be able to do that with your hands in the proper position.
Well, you've all mentioned confidence, and to me, when you talk about confidence in basketball and all that.
So you can say this is leadership development content from NBA coaches is what this part's going to do.
In your field, an expert in your system. And I am a faithful and loyal subscriber to eCoach, the online platform that is just magnificent. Coaching, philosophy of the game, drills, you name it.
Hi, Jim O'Brien with
Well,
eCoach
it's
and the
coming
NBA
up at the end,
Coaches
sorry.
Association. I have the great privilege today to sit here with Dikembe Mutombo, one of the great NBA players, and probably even better than being a great NBA player, being one of the finest men that I've ever met in the NBA. And what this does is we get the hand placement and the elbow in. Now everything is in line to go ahead and shoot it.
Someone we all know and respect as one of the great coaches of the game is Billy Donovan, head coach of the Oklahoma City Thunder, former coach at the University of Florida. And he has a great sort of quote soundbite about team. member of a team. Let's take a listen to that right now.
I really believe you're always going to be part of a team the rest of your life. You're married and have a family, you're part of a team. You got to sacrifice, and you got to be selfless. You know, you go to work every single day in a job, you got to be selfless, and you got to sacrifice for the benefit of the company. You know, you go to a church, you're going to be part of a congregation and a church community. It's very, very rare that in our lives we're just by ourselves. We're always surrounded by people and always part of a team. And I always have been fascinated and really excited about being part of something that's bigger than me. It's part of something that I couldn't accomplish on my own. You know, I think sometimes individual goals can be easy to achieve. It's the team goals that become really, really hard because everybody's got to pull together.
So let me just see if that'll stay on there. So the one thing I would say is when we do these shoots, like I said, we've done 40 something shoots. You know, these are the guys who coach the greatest players in the world. I mean, you see the guy who coaches Steph Curry how to shoot. You know, the guy, you know, Giannis has coached Mike Budenholzer. These are the guys who coach the best players in the world. But what they're teaching in these videos are the exact same things that they teach in practice. Even the most fundamental dribbling drills, ball handling drills, that's exactly what they teach the greatest players in the world every day. So what you're getting from them is the same thing that all the top players work on. And they tell us that over and over. The coaches tell us that over and over and over. So it's you truly are getting access to the best coaching. So James from AIA, do you know James? James Matthews? Yeah. So that's a picture of James Matthews. Yeah, James, and this is us. James is from India originally, but he's lived in the U.S. and he has worked very closely with the NBA, starting the NBA, junior NBA in India and spreading basketball throughout India. So this is some pictures of us in India with basketball and with eCoach. And the point of me showing you that is that, you know, basketball, whenever you walk in with basketball, no matter what the language is, no matter what the neighborhood is, that picture in the top right is actually a very bad neighborhood. It's in Mumbai, India. But with basketball, you have an opportunity to talk with people that you would never have otherwise. Doesn't matter what language, what religion, what their background is. When we come in with basketball and it gives you an opportunity to speak with everyone and change a lot of people's lives, and you all know that really well. So this is an individual who James will tell you about that was able to get involved with basketball in India, come to the U.S., come to this place, and then develop further as a player, become a U.S. college player, you know, that would have never had that opportunity, and now is going to go back and teach people in India. So our partnership with AIA, and I think it's in AIA as an organization, as you know, strives to be excellent in sports training first. I mean, that's first, is to be the best there is at sports training or basketball training, which is why it's one of the reasons it's a great partnership with us, because we just want to provide the best coaching possible. And because it's digital, you can reach thousands of people rather than just hundreds of people. So, we want to provide that best content first, and then develop relationships that can lead to opportunities to come back here for those who choose to do so.
I agree. I think that that's an excellent comparable with badge, the piece of what he was mentioned, actually, picking up pass and push it to actually just say yes, we can young and we still do it. You know, they make the best hacks and social sport and program
Okay. So, like I said, hopefully James will pop in and he can give some more comments. But are there any questions or comments or anything that I can answer about eCoach at this point?
I have a question.
Yes.
So I'm curious, either like what you guys have in this area now, or even if there's any like thought and vision towards like going forward. But like, is there any desire to start to incorporate like WNBA coaches, or like make a female presence in that too? Just like for even like the youth, like girls, like women, things like that. I'm just curious.
Yes. So I would say from the very beginning, the vision was always to include WNBA, women, girls. So we do have an entire series with Becky Hammond, who was then the Spurs assistant coach, and of course now she's the rock star coach in the WNBA. So we have a whole series with her. We've incorporated a lot of young girls in our shoots and throughout them. And then there's I had to look this up actually just recently. We did an all girls team shoot with the head coach of the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Okay.
So it's always been the intent. And so much of what we've done in India has really been directed at girls and women's basketball. But as we expand, as we grow, we certainly want to but build much more into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it's a big focus area, and particularly in India right now for a lot of different reasons. Yeah. Okay.
코치들의 소위 교육이 아무리 스탠다드 선도적이 그것이 교육을 지지했는데 아무런 스킬 선도졌어. Is there any reason for the have to choose the athletes from the NBA? Example, just why do you choose the Stephen Curry or Steve Kerr? How do you choose the coach from the NBA?
How did we choose, or how does the
You choose.
how did we choose?
Yeah, eCoach choose the coach.
So think of this. So the coaches, so the coaches association is made up of all the head coaches and all the assistant coaches in the NBA, and almost every one of them is very eager. They want to participate. They want to create content because they want to be in this project. And we try to work with as many head coaches as we can. But then, to be honest with you, a lot of it comes down to scheduling and who's available. Because it's not easy to get, schedules. A head coach, NBA coach's calendar is very hectic. So it comes down to scheduling a lot of times. So it's a mutual. I mean, it depends on who's available and when we can get to them. But we're obviously very happy to have a guy like Steve Kerr and Brad Stevens. So that's the real answer.
Just ask something. You not teaching. I got big questions.
Yeah.
watching Steve Kerr's video and left elbow is now.
Leighton.
Oh, it's out. Okay, as opposed.
So I just did different standard of the basketball shoe, and it's like asking how to choose the coach, how to play beats.
You know, I would say this. One of the best things, something that we found about this project and working with so many coaches. So I think within this whole library, we have maybe 4 or 5 different coaches teaching shooting. And just like coaches you work with, they all teach it a little bit different. Okay? And so what we hope is that while you may have 5 different coaches teaching shooting, that you will get some of the best of each of them to fit what you're looking for. It's interesting what you're saying about the players in Asia and keeping the elbow in. But again, I think one of the biggest advantages of this is just the fact that you get so many points of view about shooting, about dribbling, about ball handling, that some of those will apply and some of them will not.
Those already taught in the coach. Those Italian 식사자, 행동하는 모두가 배워보는 내 스샷 공을 박승하는 보여주셨습니다. 이유가
Надо только влиять шишку не самость, может знать. А то есть просто салона самость, просто учала самость. Надо быть все юридические вещи, пункт должен. А то ему это мастерс. Может team, just team, может это салоне, может team. И моя дело как team будет быть лучше.
I think his opinion is he wants to keep, especially shooting,
Mhm.
depends on the tall, half is tall, half is small, and teaching the technical skills, teach the shooting.
Just a breakout sessions. They could
So if the tall is just how, where is the start from, power, or where is the type of finger, based on their things. Yeah.
So like those things kind of change.
Shows
depending on
shows
your
height,
height.
strength.
Shows your arm long, and so and is the distance.
Mm-hmm.
Arm is long, maybe David Nowitzki is the bowling contributor. Short. Your ball in air is short.
Mm-hmm.
Me is ball in air is long.
Mm-hmm. Right. So this is James. I'm gonna ask you to weigh in on this, and here's why. When we've done this work in India, and we're getting ready to launch a big program in India with AIA, and the number one course that we're going to work around is Steve Kerr's shooting course, because for a lot of reasons, because that's what the Basketball Federation in India wants to produce good shooters, and that's why they want to start with that. And his questions are around, whether you have shorter players, taller players. Steve Kerr, instead of being here, where his elbow is out. So how can we? I'm going to maybe put it this way: if you take something like a Steve Kerr shooting course, how can you further customize that or support that as an organization for his audience?
It's really important. I'm James, by the way. Where are you from?
Mongolia.
Mongolia. Okay. So I'm his coach. He's below 6 feet. All the guys we got to college were below 6 feet. And so what we've done is, can you pull up eCoach India website?
I'll work on that.
Yeah, it's on the browser. It's on the browser. But when people watch the videos, then they go practice. The video is not telling them what to correct, right? So we have software. Just go to your browser. Yeah.
Okay.
Something went wrong. Please try again.
So we have software part, we have created software where the kid can put a camera, shoot, upload the video, then we sit here and correct. We draw on the video. You can see what he's doing here. We draw on the video, voiceover, and send the video back.
Okay, it's very good.
And then that exchange happens, and then we get on a Zoom call, and frame by frame, with the athlete there so they can ask questions. But with that athlete's coach present. Because we don't want to replace the coach. We want to help the coach, but that coach may not know what to do. So when you go down here, scroll down. The second point on the value chain. So you see the first point there is of videos. You see this there? Yeah, we're drawing. This is a guy from India. Okay. So now we can be present with transactionally, or if he says, I don't understand what you're saying, next one, you have visual experience with sport influencers. Click on that one. You see this? That's an MBA coach in the middle. And then we can break down and answer all the questions there. And then the coach and the athlete will say, oh, okay. Then we go visit those places. That's the next one. Unlocking the training camps. We go there. And then we go repeatedly go there. And then we bring them there. So that's what we have done with a lot of athletes. How can we be present with the athlete even if we're not there? And eCoach and the video training is incredible, very precise, but it still needs coaches. So we have drills other than Steve Kerr's drills that help the athlete to become better and better. So we have developed a whole shooting series that we teach here in Southwest Ohio, but we also teach there and also digitally. And the kids get better. The kids get better, the coaches get better.
Okay, I have a question. Is it possible for making some video? And I show you right?
Yeah, it was a great video.
Yeah, because I want to make so many videos like these. And just before I make some video, maybe change. Just like I'm taking some idea from this video, these videos. Is it possible to do it in Mongolia, by Mongolian language?
Or you want to translate, or you want to create the same video in your language?
Yes.
Well, I would say that, I mean, first of all, really, when you look at anybody, you could do that if you wanted to. There's nothing preventing you from doing that. I would just say that I think a benefit would be, especially if you're using this new eCoach platform that I was telling you about, is that you can take your videos and put them inside the same space as these videos, so you can have both. But no, I mean, you certainly, there's no reason you can't do that. There's no reason you can't do that. But I think having both of them, having all of it together, I think is very valuable.
You want to scroll down one more and show the video? This is what eCoach allowed us to do. See this here? This is in India. But look, it's interspliced. So weaving in Steve Kerr's video along with you, that's what we were able to do.